This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now that you've
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
What geese?
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready.
Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, we all know how much I love a good intro. Hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour for the Never Ever Mets. Let me drop this link for Josh. Yes, that is Josh from season 1. I told him, me and Gigi been reviewing the show thus far, and oh boy, this is making season 1 look like a saint. Gigi is on the way, and child, we do have a lot to talk about. This is episode 6 in season 2 of the Never Ever Mets, everybody. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see the virtual tour background. Yes, you do, as the fireworks are going off behind us here. And you hear that virtual tour music, and I am here in the building with each and every single one of you. Welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Ciao. I just, Clay. Brother, Lord Jesus. So I'm welcoming everybody. Glad to have you all here. So to give you the overview of the Never Ever Mets, if you never watched the show before, it's basically about 7 couples who have been dating virtually for years or for months and have never ever met in real life before. The longest running couple is Josh and Shay of 12 years. Okay, so 12 years of dating and they never ever met. I just got the pictures here, so that means Gigi is hashtag on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get the pictures up here. Give me a moment, y'all. Hopefully your Sunday is going very well. Yes, indeed. Here, give me a moment, y'all. Okay, there we go. Josh, good to hear you, brother. How you feeling?
Yeah, what's going on now?
What's going on, brother? Long time no hear from you. I hope all is well with you. It's good to hear your voice, man.
Can you hear me well and everything? I got my fan on, so I'll make sure you can hear me.
No, loud and clear, good sir. Loud and clear. How are you?
Man, I've been doing pretty good. How about you?
Man, listen, I'm trying to figure out what the hell this show is. Because like I said, season 1, it was a saint of a season compared to this sinners of a season, brother. I mean, damn. I mean, I think the most dramatic thing that happened with you guys was the DV situation, and then if you messed with if you mess with somebody else. Hey, Gigi, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome in.
Hey, Gigi.
Josh is up
here with us. Hey, Josh, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
I was I talked to him yesterday, and we just caught up, and he was like, I've seen clips of the show. I told him, listen, y'all season man, because this season right here, I just, and Gigi, I know you have thoughts, child. I know you do, because this is just.
Yeah, well, Josh, since you up here, this season is making y'all season look like y'all was saints.
Yeah, I heard. I had to do a little crash course last night and catch up on it. I haven't watched anything. I just saw some clips, so I caught up on it last night to see what was going on.
So from what you saw, from what you saw, what you caught up with, what do you think? since you've been on the show, what are you thinking about this cast?
They're an interesting bunch. I can definitely say that. I need to look more into, I guess, how long some of these people have been dating. It's like I didn't catch into all of that. They definitely have a lot of secrets going on, so it makes me feel like a lot of these people just came together right before the show started. I was like, damn, everybody's hiding fucking kids. Like, shit. This is the year of the kids.
If there was a Mr. Dotson around to be the friend of the house, hide your kids, hide your wife, Hi to everybody. Lord Jesus. And I got the last picture up here. So of all the pictures uploaded here, let's get to the game. Do what we do. As you all know, we do the poll at the end of the show. So let's get it in and make it do what it do here. So I'll pull up the first picture, and then we'll get started from there. Let's see here.
And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers as well.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to each and every mother out there.
Thank
Happy
you
Mother's
so
Day.
much, and happy Mother's Day to everyone who is here and those who are listening to the replay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hopefully everyone is having a good Mother's Day indeed, for sure. So we kick off this episode with the men cooking breakfast. And Chris is confused by Ty cooking breakfast for Brittany. You know, I didn't really see anything wrong with this. You know, because when Chris said that, you know, Ty's looking like more of the woman in the relationship than Brittany, I'm like, that's just an act of service. You know what I mean? What did y'all think about that? I didn't think that was that crazy.
Well, me personally, I didn't see anything wrong with it either.
Chris is definitely on one this episode, I must say. And not even just this episode, but how he is on Never Ever Met compared to how he was on Ready to Love. Chris is definitely a totally different person. But
Yes,
this episode, he was definitely on one, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I fully agree with you. And as we get into the episode, he, you know, I look at it like this. Some things were going to come out anyway, Chris. Okay. So, but we will get to that. But yeah, I didn't think that was that crazy. If anything, it goes to show that Ty is trying to improve on himself, right? So then you got Kiki, Brittany, and Charlie talking. So here is Ty in the kitchen, cooking, making it do what it do there.
And this is, from what I see, one of the same issues from the first season is people don't know how to mind their own relationship. Like, it is not he's cooking for your woman, he's cooking for his. So just stay out on people's business.
Right. Yep. Fully agree. We even, it's fun. We actually talked about Irvin and Alicia. We called them the Aaron J and Jody of season 2. So believe me, we've been referencing season 1 a lot. If y'all don't know about Aaron J and Jody, they were a couple happily in love. Said no one ever. Moving on. Oh my Lord. So in this picture here, it looked like Brittany had a hard night and Kiki is like the school nerd. And I like this, you know, it's just them being just regular. You know what I mean? Just, you know what? I am really tired. That food look good though, girl. This is all in love, of course.
When like your big sister gets some food and you come in and you just kind of like pretend to have a conversation just to see what she eating. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm hungry too. I'm about to go eat. No, you just nosy. That's all.
That's all it is.
But yeah, speaking of Chris, Josh, you said something that I was thinking too. He was speaking on Ty as though Ty was cooking for the entire house or something, but Ty's taking care of his own woman. He's not in anybody else's business. He's not trying to cater to nobody else. He's not trying to, you know, if Chris feels like he's making them look bad, then maybe Chris needs to step up his game. But he's been doing the bare minimum when it comes to Alexis, because I really don't feel like he likes her like that. Like, there's been quite a few things that have happened that have caused him to not really be into her. I feel like how he might be putting on. So anytime any other couple is doing better, I feel like that's his way of like, you're doing way more than me, so you got to stop.
Yep.
I don't see why he would even say anything about what Ty's doing for his own woman.
Yeah, I didn't get that one either, especially since I guess Ty had issues with the person he was dating from previous episodes. So like I said, it's just him trying to do better and improve on what he made mistakes in earlier. So I don't really see what the issue were.
Right. And honestly too, like, with this show, they bring in real life in a way where it enhances the show. It doesn't take away from the show, right? And I just felt like that was just a plus with the show, that the show has breathing room, because as y'all know, me and Gigi are the media nerds of social media. We give you not just the show itself, but we give you behind the scene production secrets, and as Gigi will often say, adding color to culture. This show is very different for the fact of it blends virtual reality and reality in a way that no one ever seen. Because you would think that ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, or even the CW would have done this, but the fact it was a black network to do this, it goes to show you that there are new stories to be told. And I like the fact that this show has the ability to allow the cast to breathe a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, but I also like the fact, like, speaking of Ty and what he did, the fact that it shows growth. It's showing that people are actually willing to make, change their mistakes. They're willing to not only talk about it, accept what has happened, but also make those changes, and they're willing to showcase it. So I'm really liking the fact that, people are actually taking the initiative, which we've seen that also in season 1.
Yeah.
Just like with you and Shay, Josh, like that was definitely a great example that you guys were able to work through issues that you had. You guys stuck to yourselves. You were worried about your relationship and not everybody else in the house. And that shows a lot of respect, not only for yourself, but for your partner. So,
yeah.
And I'm sorry for the traffic sign, sounds. Lord have mercy. I cannot talk today. But yeah, traffic has decided to pick up. I'm doing my Mother's Day outing, so I'm out, but I'm still also wanting to make sure that we do the show. So I do apologize for the traffic and the sounds in the background. But
you are good, my friend. You are good, and we are glad to have you here as always, my friend, for sure. Yes, indeed.
So I actually just left by one of your favorite places that you're actually showing the fireworks in the background. So
a place called Disneyland. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know what? Honestly, I wish Disney would do more promotions, because for those of you who don't know, at Disneyland, right above the Pirates of the Caribbean, there was the Disneyland Dream Suite. And during the Year of a Million Dreams, they actually gave away free nights inside the Disneyland Dream Suite. Now it's home of Royal Table 15, where you can do a 5-course meal for a bunch of rich people money. And it's sad that they've turned it into a dining experience, because I do think that they will probably get more flowers of honey of making it a place to stay in the park overnight, the dining experience that you'll never be able to do. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a black man talking on YouTube.
But also, that's something else too. Seeing how they do film in LA.
Yes.
Doing certain outings, like I understand, like Josh, when you guys, season 1, I think we actually had this question. Did you guys do personal outings during the season? Like, did you guys get to go different places you wanted to go?
Not really. Like, we had one date night, I guess, at the bowling alley that the show set up, and for whatever reason, they decided not to show it on the show when it actually aired. Other than that, we had 2 other times where we went out, but it wasn't show related, so they separated us. So we didn't go out as much, or really at all while we were there. We was kind of stuck in that house the whole time.
It would really, really be good if they were to make it where you guys, like, they would take you out, take you to, Disneyland. Because even as grown-ass people, sometimes an amusement park will let down your walls. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things like that. Knott's Berry Farm, arcade.
Well, too,
Hell, even Dave and Buster's.
The thing too, though, is they want drama. So, for instance, when we did have our little bowling night, everybody got along, including Brad and Sienna, who was beefing at the time. So even they got along that day, and I guess they didn't want to show everybody getting along, so they just decided to not show it at all, which I thought was kind of weird because like I said, there was a lot more positivity and peace that happened more than what they showed on the show. But obviously, the drama is what keeps the viewers.
Right. And me and Gigi talked about this last episode of they have a winning formula. They really didn't have to make this cast the way it was to have a season 2. I mean, it got an early season renewal before season 2 even got started.
Right.
And not to mention too, I mean, good damn, you're the Oprah Winfrey Network. I mean, this network was founded by Oprah Winfrey, who was able to talk to Volkswagen and give her audience of her last season the new Volkswagen Beetle before it was sold to everybody else in the United States. Like, she got that type of pull. Y'all could have done a Disneyland thing very easily. And then what you do, promotional consideration provided by Disneyland at the end of the damn show. It would have been easy.
All right.
I mean, just good.
I did see a clip or something where they was at like Top Golf or something like that. So like something like that would have been cool for us to do, or even just multiple days. Like even with some of the games that they play, and they did that with our season 2, is a lot of the games are focused on like sexual chemistry, and everybody's not going to have that when you're just meeting somebody for the first time. And so I feel like some of the dates they should do should be a little different and actually focus on people connecting and growing and getting to know each other versus touching on each other's bodies and what they think of each other. So if they do future seasons, they probably should try to look into actually dates more and games that actually benefit the couples.
Right. No, fully agreed. So here, so here, like I said, Kiki, Brittany, and Charlie are talking, and then Tatiana and Kiki are talking, and that Kiki and Brandon are having a hard time with intimacy, but she's beginning to be more open than Tatiana. She just wants to do kissing and cuddling until Clay is more honest. I feel really bad because it's just like this episode is just like, are you trying to mentally unalive yourself, Clay? Because it's just like, bruh, it's just, and listen, far be it for me to give an opinion, but thank God me and Gigi are not friends of the house. Because I said this about Temptation Island, that there should be a male friend in the male villa and a woman friend in the woman villa. And me and Gigi were friends in this house of the house. Oh my Lord G. I really don't know what to do. Because it's just like, dude, we're on episode 6 now. Usually for the first season it was like 10 episodes. So are you gonna drag this out to the final episode, bro? Because oh my god. So what did y'all think about Kiki and Brandon and trying to figure out their intimacy zone, and then Tatiana still wanting to hold back because Clay is not being honest?
Comes to Kiki, especially last week, and I done already told you, Kiki is I'm starting to have different things when it comes to Kiki, just because of how she's being more manipulative and deceptive than what she was portraying before. See, when the season first started, she started off as this she's a good girl, she's quiet, but then once the season has progressed, she has shown her true colors, and she's just like the rest of them, she's being purposely deceptive. And I feel like she's using the fact of her not knowing or being used to intimacy, kind of like that, or how he's wanting to basically, an intimacy is conversation. It's not even just sex, but she's not even trying to give herself to Brandon like that. And I feel like her main reason is because she still has this feeling of love for her ex. She's still in love with her ex. It's only been 4 months since they broke up. They're still living together, but her and Brandon have been together for 4.5 years or 4 years or so. So it's like what she's doing to herself. And she's, what's the word? Basically, she's making Brandon suffer for it.
Yeah, it's I was thinking maybe self-sabotage, maybe, but really what she's doing to herself is she is not unpacking her baggage. She basically got the TSA pre-check and just got the first class ticket of like, y'all, you check my bags for me. It's like, you don't want to check your own bags. That's just how I saw it. She doesn't want to check her own bag. She got 2 free check bags, but she doesn't want to open the bags to make sure everything that's supposed to be in there is in there. But yeah, but what you think about that, Josh, as well? Great points, Gigi, because I agree. Kiki is definitely evolving before our eyes for sure. Josh, what you think?
Yeah, I kind of had the same sense as her, like she's not really taking accountability for her play and what she's doing. And then, like I said, what's the guy she's dating, Brandon? He just kind of like lost. He's kind of lost. He don't know exactly how he should approach. And then I do believe that since he called her out about her drinking, that it also made her a little standoffish with him. But at the same time, if you're dating and you have an issue, it should be addressed. And I felt like she doesn't take what he's doing or what he's bringing to her as serious as she probably should. And it may be causing some type of tension between them where that intimacy is getting turned off. Because like I said, they seem to be fine the first episode. And then it just from every episode since then, you barely see them interacting with each other. And so it's a little weird dynamic that they have going on. And I personally don't see them lasting outside of the show.
No, they're definitely not gonna last. And then, we've read some comments, and there's been some comments. Okay, a lot of people, felt like Brandon is a little sweet. They said maybe Brandon's a little sweet, and he really don't like Kiki. I don't think that is the I don't think that is the case for Brandon. I feel like he just might be maybe a little in tune with his feelings. I feel like he might be able to accept how he feels. Because he was willing to not only open himself up and go on this show, but go on the show with someone like Kiki. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I feel like he's opening himself up, and he might actually be liking her more, but he's realizing maybe she doesn't like him as much. And she's not allowing herself to really like him, which I don't understand how you can when you're holding a secret. You've been with this man 4 years, but you were in an 8-year relationship with the person that you just ended with 4 months ago. Math's not mathing.
Yeah, and the fact that Brandon doesn't know that, it's like,
and this is the thing. If the shoe was on the other foot, if this was Brandon who was doing this, it would be a disaster. There'd be some cussing, some arguing, some yelling, talking about how he's just the worst person ever. He's shit less than dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that there should be more accountability taken on her part when it comes to this, because he would be dragged through the mud. He would be taken out to slaughter if the shoe was on the other foot. And even the same with everybody else, because it seems like this season there's been more secrets and deception than there has been actually getting to know the people that they're in the relationship with. So it's just a mess. But yeah, when it comes to, the whole Kiki and Brandon thing, I feel like her even talking about the whole intimacy thing, she's doing this to herself, but this is also her way of getting attention or sympathy. It's not me, it's because I'm not used to being intimate, but yet you were in a relationship for 8 years. It makes you question, well, what was that relationship like? Was you, did you guys not show intimacy or affection or, you know, anything like that in those 8 years? Or is it because you didn't have that for those 8 years, you're not used to seeing with someone like Brandon now?
Correct. No, I fully agree with what you're saying. Go ahead, Josh. My bad. Great job, GG, as always. Agreed.
No, I was going to ask, the guy that the Kiki person was living with or whatever, is that just a ex-boyfriend or like an ex-fiance or something?
I think
she's always said boyfriend. She never said fiance, but they were together for 8 years.
Yeah.
But she's been dating Brandon for 4 years, but her and this dude that she was dating for 8 years just broke up 4 months ago, and they're still living together.
Right.
So it's a lot of deception.
That's interesting.
And
I mean, because from what I'm saying, it seems like a lot of these people don't even like each other for real.
Right. Yeah. And I was just going to ask, since you were on season 1, if this was a way you into the house, like, or when you were in the house, if this was a situation where, you know, the other girls, how would you have felt if this was happening during season 1?
Can you say it again? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was saying, since you were on season 1, kind of like what Kiki is going through, if this was a situation that happened in the house on season 1, how would you have felt? Or I mean, you as a man, how would you take this coming into the situation? Because last season, you and Shay were the longest relationship, I believe.
All right.
Yes.
So let's say 12 years. Okay, so you and Shay were what, 12 years or so?
Yeah.
So out of them 12 years, say for 16 years have been in another relationship. She had only recently broke up with that person just 4 months before y'all came on the show. And they were still living together. How would you as a man take this?
Shit, it's really hard to say because I would say the difference between me and Shay from what I see with a lot of these other companies is me and Shay was very honest with each other about whatever we had going on. It was that involved dating or messing around with other people. We was upfront and honest about it, so it wouldn't be any secrets, especially when we got on a TV show. As far as them go, like I said, if it's possibility that Brandon knew about all this beforehand and they're just not saying it on the show, that is a possibility. But if he just coming in here blind, I mean, I would feel some type of way because he seems like he liked her. And then even with her bringing up the alcohol issue, like that's a trauma that he has from what I gathered. And he wants the best for his partner. So I don't see what's wrong with that. But to be staying with another guy, I mean, especially because, like I said, not being intimate with him, but I refuse to believe that you was in a relationship with a guy for 8 years and never was intimate. I just can't believe that one either.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, if I was Brandon, I would probably definitely feel some type of way for sure.
Agreed.
Right, and living together. And from her confessionals, Brandon doesn't know about this. This is something she's hiding from him.
And then it seems like she still even has feelings for the ex because it seems like she gets to smiling when she brings him up and talking about him. So it's like her mind and her heart is not even there with Brandon. It's still at home. So she probably should have stayed home with the guy she's with and worked that out instead of getting on TV and making a fool of herself.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. They just broke up 4 months ago. From the time of filming, 4 months prior to filming, they had just broke up. But she had been with Brandon for 4 years at this time. So there's definitely feelings for this other guy.
And I wonder
I don't like she's opening herself up.
And that's probably why she's not opening herself up, because she knows she has to go back home to that other guy.
Right. No, very fair point. I think Gigi said that last week. What do y'all think about Tatiana just sticking to kissing and cuddling because Clay needs to be more honest?
You know what? That's not. I'm so sick. I'm so hurt for Tatiana, honestly. He is love bombing her and he is setting her up for a fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. How many times have we said it? She has given him so many openings to just come out with the truth, and he hides it and just keeps denying, or not even denying. Well, he has denied it because she even asked him, like, "Hey, if you had a secret like that, would you tell me?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I will tell you, you know, and da 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 da." But yet you have that secret and you're not telling her.
Yep.
So, and Tatiana's beautiful. Like I feel for her.
Yeah, same. I definitely feel for her because out of all the ladies, she seems to really know herself for herself. That, you know, this is not Tatiana for TV. This is Tatiana who she is. And like you said, Gigi, she has given so many openings. Beyond, I mean, fuck TV at this point. As a woman, period, I don't know too many women that would give these many challenges in, not challenges, but these many chances rather, in real life, to be honest. And that mechanic of, you know, would you share a secret? Child, we'll get into the game here in just a minute, but I feel for Tatiana as well, for sure.
And I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate a little bit from me being on the first season. It makes me wonder if some of these things are out of order, and maybe like the secret probably comes out later, but they make it seem like he told the fellas early, so it's like a big secret that's been held out this whole 3 weeks that they were there. Because I just refuse to believe it. I mean, I just know my season, how messy people on my season was. If the secret like that came out, there's no way that girl wouldn't have found out about it before the week was over with. So the fact that it's been this long and ain't nobody said nothing, it just makes me believe that these things are kind of out of order a little bit, and production is making it seem this way on purpose, just for the narrative. Because there's just even women. I know women are girls. If something like this came out and one of them girls found out about it, there's no way they didn't tell her.
That's a fair point.
Well, that is definitely fair.
Because like I said, I know my season, ain't no way that secret would have made it to the end. Ain't no way. That soon as the first day it was heard, it would have been told. So
okay, well listen, here's me playing devil's advocate as well. So with that, from what we have seen, at least in this episode, even if they do have it out of order, it seems like not all the women know the secret. See, it's different when men know a secret. They can hold a secret.
Right.
Women's different. Not all the women knew about it. It seems like Charlie may have been the main one to know, because Brittany didn't know. Alexis didn't know. I don't know if Jay knows. I think Jay might know. But yeah, all the women didn't know. Jay's tight-lipped. Her and Cinco are keeping to themselves, so I don't see her going and blabbing. Charlie would be the main one that I would think would say something, seeing how she said something to Brittany. Alexis definitely would say something. But this is my thing also. Even knowing something like that, you are right. It wouldn't have lasted a week, because out of respect, nah, come on now. You sitting here love bombing her, you doing all you're saying, you have some type of way knowing that you're holding a secret. Come on.
And I've seen
it
the
definitely would have
scene
gotten
where,
out at some point.
and I seen a scene where he was, I guess when he first was telling one of the guys about the baby, and then Tatiana, then Tatiana came out a little bit after. I can guarantee you, production whispered in her ear and told her to go outside and see what they're talking about, to try to catch the secret.
And the fact that she caught that there was something off, and he is still hiding it, is just crazy. So with all that being said, we get to Goddess Taronda in the middle of the backyard and everything. Just I see it, Taronda. Okay, I see you know, the current flowing. Okay, I see it. Okay. Listen, if this is Rome, my goddess, what do you need? Listen, she can throw that. And you know what? Honestly, too, she threw down in this game, and we're gonna talk about how she threw down this game, because I swear with this show, you think you know what's gonna happen, but you really don't know. So this is a get to know your partner game. So the first question was, what is her favorite color? Brittany and Ty had black and blue. Jared and Charlie had yellow and blue. Clay and Tatiana had green. Cinco and Jay got pink. Alexis, all of them. Chris said pearl. Or I think it was pearl or Perel or propel or something like that. And then I think Kiki and Brandon had pink, if I'm not mistaken. What did y'all think about that first question of favorite color for all the colors?
Hey, I say this. This is why people, when you get into relationships, you need to hear your partner read and spell out loud first before you date them. Because I can understand one misspelled word, it happens, but two of them, nah. Your ass can't spell.
Right? Like, wait a second, sir.
I mean, it was so bad. And Taronda is a very observant host. Like, there's some shows where if you switch out the host, it would be noticeable, but it wouldn't change everything. If Taronda wasn't the host, I don't think the show would flow the way it does. Because Taronda is an actress, she is a singer. I don't know if she's a comedian or not, but she's got definitely comedian tendencies in her. But when Chris was looking at her like, bruh, I don't know. you expect me to help you? All I do is show up and guide and leave. That's all I do. I guide and leave. That's all I do. That was absolutely hilarious. So then after that question, right? So we get to favorite food. Brittany and Ty, gumbo and Cajun catfish pasta. So I'm like, okay, so I'm guessing that there's some southern ties there. I think some of these people are from the South. Jared and Charlie, their answer was cinnamon rolls chicken. Clay and Tatiana, crab legs. Alexis and Chris, salmon. Kiki and Brandon, tacos. Cinco and Jay, lamb and steak. Both of these two said that it's red meat, and Toronto was like, it's not the same. I was a butcher for 6 years. It's not the same. I'm like, good damn. Just busted them out like, good Lord Jesus. What did y'all think about that question? Because I gotta tell you something. I went back like 2 times just to watch that scene. Cinco and Jay, like, it's the same thing. No, it's not.
I mean, I don't even eat lamb, so I wouldn't know the difference either. Hell.
Oh my God, Gigi, what did you think about that question?
I mean, I like lamb and I like steak, so I know the difference. One's more tender, but still. Rhonda was not letting anything go. She was catching everything and calling it out.
Every single thing. And it was the fact Taronda remembered how long she was a butcher. like you go play on the playground. Don't play with me. And then can we say this? And I'm saying this with all love, grace, and space. Jared and Charlie, I don't think y'all gonna make it. And I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, I know that, in the early episodes when Jared did I think it was an elephant or a heart or something that, Charlie was mixed, right? That was a beautiful sentiment, right? But Charlie, if a man is getting more excited about cinnamon rolls than you, that's a problem. Because because when Toronto asked, oh, so that's what you do every day? It's like, and Jared's like, we got 40 cinnamon rolls in there right now. It's like, 40? 40? Like, I thank God I'm not a friend of the house. I'll be like, hey, question to the group. Does anybody feel like it's weird that Jared is more excited about cinnamon rolls than his own woman? Raise your hand.
I mean, hell, he got his cinnamon roll out of her already, so shit.
I was just about to say that he got what he wanted out of her already, so he really ain't too much worried about anything else.
I am done with you.
Oh.
Not sucking, slurping, and drinking down the cream cheese icing. Good Lord, Jesus.
It's okay when I'm doing it like this.
Good Lord, Jesus. Just that one was a good one, Josh. I got you. He already got his in the row out. But no, seriously, he was really that excited about cinnamon rolls. I'm like, dude, I like cinnamon rolls too, but I also like a woman that's shaped like a cinnamon roll in the curve area. Like, what the hell? Like, okay, I just, all right. So then the next question was signature cocktail. Jared and Charlie. Jared had vodka and something. Charlie had Tito's neat. Tatiana and Clay had tequila lemon drop, which actually sounds really good. I never had one, but it sounds delicious. And then margarita. Brittany and Ty had sidecar, and Alexis and Chris Bailey's and bare legs. I'm just like, dude, are you doing this on purpose to give the show some flavor? What are you doing this for? It's okay.
I mean, you can hear the way he talks. That he talks the way he spells. So
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you can't even say it's a southern drawl at this point, because even with a southern drawl, you can still understand. But I was like, wow. Kiki and Chris margaritas, and then Cinco and Jay. I'm a French 75. I just want to say, on behalf of all the Ready to Love fans, I am highly offended, disgusted, and saddened by everybody's behavior that there was no Grand Marnier on anybody's board. Damn it. I was so.
I'm mad there wasn't no Clavassier.
Hey, Clavassier. Oh, my God. Y'all gotta go back and watch our Ready to Love reviews, because there was a guy named Marnier, and so we just called him.
No,
Marnier.
but was it just me, or every time Chris spelled something wrong or pronounced it wrong, did anybody else say, you know what, public school systems? I was just like, you know what, this is what's wrong with the schools right now. This is...
in the words of UNICEF, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in.
Well, he's one of the older people on the group, right? So it's probably been a while since he's been to school. So you know, he no telling how school was in the 70s.
No, we're not gonna do that, sir. He's younger than me. He is 35 years old. He is nope.
Oh shit, he's my age.
Yep. See, that's why I said nope. Can't say that.
I tried to save him.
Could y'all imagine him being a substitute teacher?
It was a valiant effort, my good friend. Yes, it was. And by the way, y'all, like I said, Marnier from Ready to Love, Grand Marnier, and the Clavassier is actual liquor. So we are the home of media references over here. Okay, so but yeah, I was like French 75. I'm like, what the heck? Y'all fancy and shit? Like, even Toronto was like, wait, y'all are fancy? And Toronto, she seems like a relatable celebrity. Like, she's famous, but she doesn't carry herself as a famous person. You know what I mean? So she understands, fancy, but she ain't fancy as a person. But like, oh my Lord Jesus, that was hilarious. So then, in real life versus online. Mostly everybody does real life except for Chris and Alexis. Chris says online and Alexis says in real life. And the thing about Chris, he said, I was laughing out loud as I was, typing my notes. I'm like, This man said this from an analytical point of view for the home audience. He was a color commentator in this football game. Like, okay, y'all, so listen. Online dating is easier because if I want to step away from the phone, I can. If I don't want to talk to her today, I don't have to. I feel like because he answered it from an analytical perspective, I mean, from what it sounded like, I mean, that is true. If you're dating virtually, you can have a lot more control than that. But at the same time, like, bro, you this is called the never ever met, bro. Like, you had one job. What did y'all think about that? I thought that was utterly hilarious. And he was really serious on giving his point of view about online dating. And I felt like everybody who had bad relationship be like, you know what? I'm on Chris's side. The man did not say anything wrong. He was asked a question. He gave an answer, and he gave valid points of view.
I mean, yeah, I kind of actually agree with him. Shit. So I didn't have a problem with that part.
I was for Alexis to snap, honestly. I was just waiting for her to go off. Her faces, I said, oh yeah. Because every answer that he was getting wrong, she was just them faces. I was waiting for her to just lay in on him. I'm glad she didn't, but it's normally a problem with her.
I thought that was okay. And then here are some of the people here playing the games here. Oh my Lord Jesus. See, this could have they should frame this picture, Kiki and Brand. They should frame this picture up and put it in their house. Just that way when they have a rough day, they can just look back at that. Because that was actually a really nice time. That was a really nice picture there. And Teron's
right,
like,
they was matching and everything.
Absolutely. Teron's like, no, I'm sorry, you did not get approved with the Swag University. She looked like the head mistress with the Swag University. We reviewed your application. There were 5 members of the admission council that said, hell no. Y'all, this is all in love, okay? It really is, y'all. It really, really is. Oh my God. And here's Chris here. He was so confused. In the words of a quote from the Disneyland opening special, he was like Art Linkletter. He was looking for a camera. He was all confused.
He meant what he said, though, okay? Dating is better online. Or at least dating Alexis is better online.
It looked like he was confused on why everyone else was lying and saying in real life.
But you know what, though? To that point, though, I think the question was just a general question, right? It wasn't even about the partner, right?
Yeah, no, I think it was just general. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if it was general, he didn't really do anything wrong. Now, if it was his partner, do you feel like me and your partner is better online in real life? Then he would have problems. But
and it may have been what happened is most everybody took it as referring to their partner instead of in general.
Right. But y'all, this question
Chris is a literal person. Like, literally. He's going to answer literally.
You know what? I would love to see Chris on Family Feud. I really, really would. I just we need like 4 more seasons to do a Celebrity Family Feud edition of the Never Ever Met. feel like
Don't give on no ideas, man.
Family feud have never ever met.
Listen, listen, Josh. You know we give great ideas here all the time. But no, I feel like Steve will have a good time with Chris. Wait, what did you just say? By the way, speaking of a family feud moment, there is a particular word that Chris says here in just a minute that we're gonna have a conversation on. So the final question, y'all: are secrets good in a relationship? Cinco and Jay say hell no and no. Kiki and Brandon say no. Alexis and Chris say no. Tatiana and Clay say no. And then Alexis is making sounds. Now, obviously, Chris is feeling a way about this. That everybody else is looking at Clay and Tatiana. And, you know, I'm just like, this, it is what it is. Right? I mean, you know, he's carrying the secret. Y'all know about the secret, so I feel like what Alexis did really wasn't wrong. And, you know, the conversation that happens later on, you know, it is what it is within that conversation as well. But to let you guys know who won, Clay and Tatiana won, which I was with Cinco and Jay. I thought they won, to be quite honest with you. And Taronda, we gonna need an explanation at this reunion, which is non-negotiable. Okay, we don't want you out of laptop this season checking in on these couples. We need a reunion, okay? Because you are a great host and you deserve to host a reunion, okay?
I actually heard they are having a real reunion this year.
Praise the Lord.
Well, that's good. They need to have one for y'all too. Y'all should have had a real one.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yes, indeed. Because let me tell you something. Like this season, it calls for it. The first season called for it too, but obviously we didn't know how big of a hit it was going to be either. But yeah,
especially on this edition of the Never Ever Met's, the Chamber of Secrets.
You know what? I'm not about to play the piano with you. Go to Universal Studios Hollywood, get a wand and defy gravity and stay in the sky for 5 damn minutes to punch me. Just do a Harry Potter reference on this damn show.
Well, I don't have to go to Disney. I'll just inhale 2 more times and I'll be in the sky. Just give me a moment.
You know what? I'm done with you. Moving on. Just moving.
I'm about to say, y'all hear me over here coughing.
I love this damn show so much. Of course, I love these two good people up here. Josh and GG9 are here with us. Of course, our main man Q and Talk with Slime, we love them too. They're welcome up here anytime. For those of you who don't know, welcome in. Josh is from season 1. We got to interview Josh and Aaron H and Diamond, and then I got to interview Millie. So I got to, so we got to do a lot with season 1, and so we're picking up on season 2. So welcome in. Glad to have you here. But yeah, I feel like Cinco and Jay deserved to win, and then Jared and Charlie lost. I wasn't surprised by them losing, but what did y'all think about Clay and Tatiana? Did y'all agree with Cinco and Jay? Because I agreed with them. I'm just like, can we get some context at the reunion?
Yeah, I thought Cinco and Jay should have won that one, and honestly, I would have thought that Alexis and Chris would have lost.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, Cinco and Jay, I definitely think we need a recount to Ron. Now, girl, listen here. I know you're good with numbers, but we need to talk about that one.
I agree.
Yeah, at the reunion, can you give some context on why they won for real? Because we're not believing that they won. I mean, we know you try to keep your check too because it's your first hosting gig, but it's okay to be honest. You have a hosting style where you can be honest. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I just didn't get that. And then Chris, I need singleizing to be on hoodies, on cups, on t-shirts, socks, robes. He meant to say singleizing. He meant to say single and out rather, but he said singleizing. That reminds me of Uncle Wanda expectation. Chris, why were you being expectation and saying that Alexis was singleizing people out?
Knowing that
feel
we
like
be on
after he
him,
already showed us. Yeah, that's why I said by the time we got to the end, we shouldn't even be surprised about it no more.
With his whole chance.
And see, and that's what this episode honestly has been all about, his love bombing and the bullshit. That's what this episode was. It was to bring out, because it's going to come out soon. It's coming up, so now they got to gear us up. It's a gear up. So it'll be coming out in the next couple episodes about this baby. And clearly we see, I mean, we'll talk about it at the end, but what happens next episode seems like a bit much.
Yep. Yeah, no, agree for sure. Sometimes, everyone has a role in life, and I feel like Chris's role is to add humor to life, because that single eyes and really took me out. It really did. I'm just like, he really said this with his whole chest. He really did.
You would not have known that he was like this when he was on Ready to Love.
This is so true.
I don't think they had an episode where you had to spell out anything, where he had to really use all of his brain cells, or I don't know if they're firing off too fast and he's not quite able to. I'm not sure, but we're definitely seeing a different Chris.
Oh, without question. You know what this is reminding me of, y'all? There's a scene in Meet the Robinsons. It's a 2007 Disney movie. If you haven't seen it, one of the best low-key, underappreciated, underrated, and most unembraced movies of all time. But it's great. There's a scene with a dinosaur, and he says, "I have a big head and tiny arms. I'm just not sure if I thought this through, master." And that's what it gave me. Like, I have a big head and tiny arms. I'm just not sure if I thought saying this word through. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Chris, if you need some executive producers for Single Eyes and Recon on the Oprah Winfrey Network, me and Gigi will gladly be executive producers. We can do it like Bar Rescue. All right, y'all. Now listen, this couple been dating for 3 years, and so he thinks that she's cheating. So we're gonna single eyes her out and see if she tells the truth. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's move on. So with that being said,
She
Alexis,
was caught in her propel dress, sipping on Bellig. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. This is not our fault, okay? Listen, these people went on the television, not on camera, on the television, and they did this, and we're talking about it. So don't drag us, drag them. So with that being said, Alexis and Chris are talking, and then Tatiana, Clay, and Jay are, cooking and talking. What did y'all think about this? Because Alexis came in and then, said what she said about being sorry. I'm kind of skipping ahead just a little bit. But
I was gonna say, because before that, it was Brandon and Chris playing pool, talking about, the secret that Clay has and Tatiana not knowing, and basically how it's making her look like a fool. And Chris was saying how Alexis making the sounds that she was making and the gestures towards Clay, was insinuating something when she doesn't truly know what's going on.
Right.
And he was expressing that to Brandon and saying how he felt like he was, should express that to Alexis. So.
Yeah, I truly felt like this conversation, with Brandon was just, Chris just expressing himself. But honestly, too, like, sometimes you really do stay to yourself, of yourself, and by yourself, where when somebody asks you, did you know? I'm like, no. If you don't know something, you generally just don't know. And so my thing with Chris is, like, everybody knows the secret, so anybody could have been giggling at Clay. Anybody. You know what I mean? I feel like Alexis got a little too much heat for this. And I don't know what it is about Chris, but he just has a displacent face when he's talking, just like,
Did we get Josh back? I think we messed up. The fact that he actually went and talked to her, I actually, like the fact that he was like, hey, I'm going to sit down and talk to her, which is, what he's been doing. He'll sit and talk to her and let her know, like, how he feels about things. And, just like you said, if I care about you, I'm going to at least let you know, what you're doing might not be right, especially since you represent me, which is definitely respectful and understandable. And I thought that it was so funny when he was telling her this and she was like, I know the secret. It's only just that he lied about eating meat. And Chris is like, no, it's more than that. And she's like, I don't know. But that right there was a setup, because that's what I said. As long as Alexis don't know, it's not going to get to Tati. But just like how quickly her and Chris had that conversation, and even though he was like, yo, you need to apologize, she just went too far into it. She just was taking it too far.
Oh,
but yeah.
Absolutely. So then Alexis comes into the kitchen and, lets, Clay know that, hey, I just want you to know it was just over the vegan and, you being vegan, this, that, and the third. And the crazy thing is, like, Clay in his confessional is like, would you please shut up? And it's just like, oh my God. The fact that Alexis, even though she could seem as messy, at least she was trying to be honest about it. Like, she really just said the vegan thing, right? Because that was a lie. You did keep a secret. So it wasn't like she was trying to throw you under the bus or anything. And then Tatiana was like, you okay? And I'm just like, girl. Yes, we can hear you now, good sir.
Okay.
So what are you thinking about all this? Because, I mean, it was quite a lot, like I was saying, with Tatiana asking Clay, are you okay? I'm just like, girl, you are giving him so much room to be accommodating to him. Like,
I think, me personally, I feel like some of the men should have already said something to him about opening up and speak. I know some of us would have said on the first season, we would have pulled him to the side, like, you might want to go get this out before it get too bad, especially with him clearly doing too much and kissing her ass, basically trying to soften her up before he do it. Like, that ain't really the way to go, especially if there's somebody you call yourself really valuing and want to be with. So I don't really agree with how he moving on that. I don't really like that too much. And shit like that is why people would think all men ain't shit, because of little stuff like that.
Right. No, I fully agree. And then, like I said, when Tatiana said, are you okay? I'm just like, you don't even know. You don't even know. He said his confessional, would you please shut up? I'm just like, dude, the fact that Alexis is trying to apologize and that's making you triggered, bro, you are guilty as shit for you being afraid of an apology. And then right here, you saying, I just want to get her some flowers. Bruh, really? Flowers was the best you could come up with?
The lies continue. Like, the rapid fire of lies that just come out of his mouth is just crazy. Like, he has them on standby. And I mean, don't want to jump the gun, but for him to say that he wants to tell her the truth when his best friend gets there, and as we see is what happens next week, the best friend is I don't know, well, close, right? You know what I'm saying? This ain't no regular best friend. You know what I'm saying? Sister type thing. Because no, but also, again, as we said, as many outs as he has been given, I mean, regardless of the men pulling him aside saying, hey, you should say this. Hell, what can they really say? Only one that I feel like really has some room. I mean, there's a couple of them, but Jared definitely don't have nothing to say because he got what he wanted. This whole conversation come about because, the guys was talking about what they was gonna do or what they had going on. So yeah, this season is definitely they're definitely different.
Yeah.
But
So
the love bombing that he is given just to get and it's what makes it even worse is because she was talking about them not being intimate yet and how she's basically trying to wait, and then y'all throw out that the love word, and y'all are kissing and y'all are intimate in different ways, but you can't open yourself up to be intimate enough to be honest, like and now you finally have gotten a piece of her body, which is basically like the last step.
right.
You got everything else. You got her body now. So yeah.
I mean, basically, he was getting all the Infinity Stones, and now he snapped his fingers and made his world the way he wanted to. But this is Clay when he was at dinner. He's like, you know what, you guys, being here with all of you, it really is just a pure joy and delight. I came in here as a boy and I am leaving as a man. And so I would like to, on behalf of myself, because I am that type of man, I would love to give my woman a symbol of my token of appreciation. And the reactions of everybody is like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Jared is laughing. Charlie like, I know you lying. I mean, and then Tatiana is in his lap and they kissing in front of everybody, and everybody just like, you don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know. I mean, this was just as bad.
That was madness.
No, go ahead, Gigi.
No, I was just saying that was just madness. Just the love bombing. Like, okay, it's different when it's genuine, and not saying that hey, he doesn't love her or feel some type of way, but it's feeling less authentic and genuine with the secret that he's holding, and the longer he's holding it out, it just makes everything else that he's doing seem calculated.
Right. I mean, this was just as bad as the finale of season 1, where it's like, all right, we need y'all to choose who has the most valuable connection. And the prize was a $5,000 gift card to a furniture store that nobody heard of. Like, it was that bad. Of
that bad.
Like, what is this shit for? Like, yeah, you can't do this big of a gesture because y'all never ever met before. Like, what is this shit? And by the way, no disrespect to the furniture store, but we did not know
man, that furniture store is full of shit. Anyways, I'm just being real. It was man. They probably had like 25 items in all. And all of it cost the same amount of fucking gift card. So,
I mean,
yeah, it was full of shit.
I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, like when me and Gigi were reviewing the show, we've actually I think we looked up the furniture store live, right, Gigi, just to like look at the site.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah,
and we did not recognize the store at all. I mean, I guess this is why we'll ask the Oprah Winfrey Network, like, do y'all not call over and be like, hey, can you call Ashley Furniture Home Store? Can you call Mattress Firm? Can you call Haverty's?
And apparently, I guess they based in Hawaii or something, but like most of the websites, even my debit card, anything, considers their website like a scam website. So it's, they full of shit.
Good damn.
But listen, we actually did say season 2, you could tell they're doing it a little bit differently. They put in a little bit more money and effort into season 2. Y'all were the kickoff, okay? Y'all had to start it off just to see how things were going to do. Y'all were the test. Y'all tested well. So now we got to move forward with better production to ramp up and keep viewership.
Correct.
Because y'all actually, I think y'all became number 1 last season at some point.
Yeah, the number 1 show on the Friday night time slot.
Yeah. So, y'all definitely, jump started what we're seeing now.
Yeah. And something that me and Gigi said was, if they find another couple that beat you and Shay's record, we need an exclusive interview with them. Wait a minute. Y'all haven't met in 20 years? Oh, we need to talk. we need an interview right damn now. Good Lord Jesus. But yeah, if you guys didn't watch season 1, that actually happened. The thing we're talking about actually happened. But can you please use your Oprah favorite thing, social capital, and call some actual brands? Damn. Sick of this ish. Get a damn furniture store that doesn't exist, and Oprah Winfrey's giving
And what
away.
I don't understand is I ain't gonna say half of it. Most of this shit they do is a tax write-off. Y'all get this money right the fuck back. Well, why are y'all acting like it is just going to be too much to do at least, some type of furniture store? Shit, Bob's Furniture is better than anything. Like, come on. It's not better than anything, but hell, shit, Rent a Center. Y'all could have given gift certificates to Rent a Center. I don't care. Like, Aaron, like, come on. Let's do better.
Absolutely, without question. So then we get this conversation here with Cinco and Jay. Well, actually, it was a game. So this was after the game. So they played Never Have I Ever. So here is everything that happened. Never have I ever sucked on toes. Never had I ever had sex on camera. Never have I ever had a threesome. Never have I ever sent someone a video of me having sex. Never have I ever had a one-night stand. Never have I ever had sex outside. Never kissed someone of the same sex. Ty put down his finger and had to think about his whole existence. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do you get my dad? And I just lost it. Like, Ty, I think that was the question, good sir. Oh my God, man! Oh my God! This damn season, I just can't do it. And then finally, the question that kicked this conversation off here: have you had sex with more than one person in the same day? And Cinco got upset about this. What did y'all think about the Never Have I Ever game?
Of course, it's definitely a grown game, and you got to be ready to, especially if you're playing as a couple, you got to be ready to find out some stuff. But I don't, with Cinco, I don't think it's so much like that she did it. It's the fact that she was being vague about her answers when he was trying to ask, like, yo, when was this? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just trying to make sure there's no overlap between him. But she was so vague about it. And honestly, I feel like she was lying. This is just my opinion. Just because it took her so long to finally answer the question. And when she did answer the question, she had her face covered with her hands. Like she wasn't looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Which there are certain body languages and certain signs that you can tell when a person is being deceptive.
Right.
And so it just made me feel like she was in some type of way being deceptive. But I think that's what it was, the communication, the fact that she's not answering questions, which that's, something that's brought up is like, hey, I'll be asking her questions and she don't ever want to answer. And she's like, I don't always have to answer your question. So I think that's what it is. This is something that's ongoing, even though they have this relationship where they are good together. Sorry guys about the traffic. They're good together. They're, you know what I'm saying? Like they communicate. They've actually had this relationship where they stick to themselves.
Right.
It's still something within them that has been a problem. And it's, I think that's really what it was. It wasn't necessarily like that she did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. No, go ahead, Josh. I'll come right after you. Go right ahead.
No, I was just say, I agree with that part too. I don't think he had a problem if she did. I think it's just her not wanting to answer the time frame of it. And because that seemed like what he cared about, just making sure it didn't happen while they were dating. But he didn't seem like he cared what happened before. So I think that's just the biggest issue with that. And her not wanting to answer that, it'll raise a red flag for anybody, especially when you ask about the time frame of it. So I thought that was kind of weird. She didn't want to answer it because, like you said, a simple yes or no could have ended that whole conversation. But I do feel her point of, at least I think she probably didn't want to answer because he asked her in front of everybody. So maybe if he would have pulled her to the side, he probably got a response out of her in that moment. But who knows? Because it's cameras around. People, they conscious about what they're trying to say because they know it's gonna be on TV and how it's gonna be portrayed. So it's a lot that plays into certain responses when you get asked on the spot and there's cameras around. So I do get that from me being there. And so yeah, I mean, I think they'll be all right from it. I don't think it's not as gonna break the relationship, whatever. But she do need to be, willing to at least answer. Because like I said, if you're in a relationship and or at least trying to build towards something, you shouldn't have an issue with answering the question. Like that's part of getting to know each other and getting to that point. And if I can't trust you that you're gonna tell me something, then that's gonna be an issue long term.
Right.
Especially if you're doing it in the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and listen, I would rather have that situation than somebody carrying around a secret and it's being hints throwing left, right, up and down and all around the world, around me. I'm still ain't getting it.
You're right.
Because like you said, Josh, like you said, Gigi, this is nothing. And so then Amanda, Clay's Jay's sister rather, comes through. And Amanda is very, cut and dry of, you get to know them as you go. You know what I mean? That if you do something wrong, then you change. If he did something wrong, he'll change. And then you had, Cinco's friend, let's see here, Torin. And, they have a talk. And Torin says the same thing that you said, Josh. Maybe she just wanted to talk one-on-one because, she didn't want to be busted out in front of everybody, right? And, like you said, Jay doesn't have to answer every question, but Amanda says, answer the damn question. Now, if it's 10 years in, then you don't have to answer anything. But if you're getting to know somebody, then answer it because you don't know who he is. And I liked how Amanda was just straight and dry. You know what I mean? She wasn't adding any fruity pebbles on it. She wasn't adding anything to the pancake. She was like, these are pancakes. These get butter and syrup. That's it. And I feel like you need friends like that they don't add anything extra. They just say what needs to be said. What did y'all think about Torin, Cinco's friend, and Amanda Jay's sister coming in and getting that perspective of the situation?
I mean, those are, in my opinion, those are the type of friends you need anyway. That's gonna be cut and dry and tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, no, not kissing your ass. So I didn't have a problem with anything they said.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Like, it's definitely good to actually find people who are going to be open and honest with you and not, like you said, tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear, and let you know when you're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, you need to be more open. And both of those friends definitely did that. So I feel like with Cinco and Jay having the relationship that they have anyway, them having the communication, because Jay even said this is she's not used to being in a relationship, or she doesn't see herself being in relationships long enough with people, so she doesn't even bring them around or introduce them to her family or anything like that. And also she was saying how when she, she's never been around anybody who communicates like her, but Cinco is a really, really good communicator. So they have a good dynamic anyway. So them having the friends they have, I think that's just going to add to what they have and help them later on.
Sorry, y'all. I'm still right here. No, I totally agree with y'all. I think that, and that's the thing that I really do love about this show is that they bring these family and friends in not as a hindrance, but as a resource. You know what I mean? Because some situations you need that 20 on 10 energy, and then sometimes you just need that 10 energy to just level things out. So I really agree with y'all on that there. Then we got these two. Before this though, no wait, I think that's hang on. I think this was Clay and Tatiana before Cinco and Jay's conversation or after? I feel like it was before.
It was after.
After, okay.
Yeah, after.
All right, so thank you, my friend. So let's go here. So Cinco, he was taking a victory lap a little bit with Amanda. And I will just say this to Cinco. Victory laps only last until the next NASCAR Next Star Cup Series, brother. To use a metaphor, ladies and gentlemen, what am I saying? Let me translate for you. You won this NASCAR race of the relationship. You haven't won the cup yet. You haven't won the series. What did y'all think about this conversation of Cinco taking this victory lap? And Jay feeling a way about her sister, saying that she's not the best communicator, and was agreeing with Cinco.
I think Cinco was just probably from their dynamic. She don't want to admit that she's wrong a lot of times. So the fact that her sister or friend agreed with him is probably why he just got excited about that. Jay doesn't seem like she already has issues with communication, as she said, so she probably don't open up much or be very cold and short with most people. So I guess I can see why he took his little victory lap, but because you got to take his wins when he get them, because he ain't getting many of them with him. With her attitude.
Right,
He's like,
but
she got a wall up for real.
That's why she said he was communicative.
Well, she got that wall up, so he gonna have to get through that. And that's gonna be working in itself, trying to get past that wall she got up.
Well, I will say this: I think Cinco would rather want a Jay than a Sienna, but that's neither here nor there. If you don't know, just one season. Everybody was rooting for Brandon. I feel like, hey, production, Las Vegas ain't that far away. Can y'all fly a bunny in from the Bunny Ranch? She annoying, ain't she? Okay, now we're gonna have to do this in the middle of the night, so we'll work it out. But all jokes aside, though, I really do feel like, Cinco would rather have Jay than Sienna, because at least with Jay, she has a decent enough personality where you don't mind being with her.
Yeah.
With Sienna, it was just like, when people are more excited for you to leave than to stay, that's a problem. But that's neither here nor there. So then these two. My Lord Jesus Christ, talking about your mood has changed, and what would you want your partner to do, and they talk about acts of service, and Tatiana's like, he really does words of affirmation effortlessly, but he doesn't really know. And then Clay, this is where I get pissed off with you. You said if your girl asks for something, then give it to her. Does that include honesty, motherfucker? Does that include honesty? Does that include honesty? Y'all take it. I was just like, I know you did not just say this on national television. Okay.
Yeah, he digging himself a hole. That's for sure. Yeah, he giving himself the rope, the hole, the shovel, everything.
I mean, damn.
Now, was this before or after the boom boom room?
This was before the boom boom room.
Okay. And then that's gonna make it worse when he finally revealed the secret after he'd hit.
Right. And that's what makes this whole episode so just even more cringe because of just how he was doing. And you know it's all just to get to the intimacy suite. You get what you want, but you're still not going to tell the truth. And then you're waiting for a situation that's even worse than the secret to come about because it's got Tatiana to where she's trying to fight this girl because she's feeling disrespected. So how much easier is it going to be now to have this person here and you give the secret that you're actually, you got this 2-month-old baby?
Correct. And that was the thing that really got to me was when he said, if your girl asks for something, then give it to her, but you haven't given her that. And so, to that end, we got everybody getting ready for bed there. These shots have been very interesting this season, and I'm just like, how did y'all get Chris in this shot? Just this damn show. Okay. So then here they are.
Oh, they be all in your face. Trust me. Be 7 o'clock in the morning, you sleeping, they all in your face like some damn creeps.
But I mean, I don't think anybody season 1 was that restful. I mean, he looked like a little kid like Christmas morning. Like Santa Claus is coming. I'm thinking of that battleship game now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the one time he can get away from that damn girl. Taking his ass to sleep.
Oh my god. So then we're in the intimacy suite with Clay and Tatiana. And he says in his confessional that he's going to wait for the best friend to come through and then say something. And y'all, there is a sock on the intimacy suite door. I'm not making it up. It was in the words of Blanche from the Golden Girls. Condoms, Rose, condoms. Actually, you know what? Hang on, let me play that scene real quick because it's one thing for me to say it, but y'all, it's another thing for you to see it. Like I literally saw this as I think it was a meme I think it was a meme on Facebook, and I thought that this was absolutely hilarious. Hang on. Here we go. Let's see here. Okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
At any age, you protection. What kind of protection?
2 armed Pinkerton guards. No, Blanche is talking about
A Nestle's Crunch?
1 over.
Animal bag?
To the right.
Did you, Grip?
Condoms, Rose! Condoms! Condoms! Condoms!
Moving on. Shout out to the Golden Girls. Anyway,
show them on the dresser every time in the intimacy suite. That's all you see is the condoms, the candles, and the champagne.
Child, I mean, it's set up so beautifully. So then Charlie and Brittany are talking about the secret that's going on. And Charlie's like, thank God it ain't me. So Lord Jesus. And then this is the morning after here. I think this is where the episode ends, right? Because y'all remember what happened in this? Because I think this was like the preview, right?
Yeah, that was basically it. And then it goes to his friend coming.
Yeah, it goes to apparently she's a big sister. But I'll just say this: big sisters don't, leap onto you like a monkey. And there is Tatiana want to whoop some ass. Actually, hang on. Let's see here.
I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home, 'cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
It was really giving that energy, though. It was really giving. Oh my God, child. So then, Chris and his friend comes through, and then Alexis and his friend comes through. Go ahead, child.
I just feel and just see that Tatiana is, everything's about to come out and be exposed, but I think it's going to be more than just this baby. I think it's going to be a little bit more. And I want to see exactly how he's going to deal with this.
I mean, Clay wouldn't be that damn stupid to bring his ex in. No. That would, no. 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 He wouldn't be that stupid.
Can't never underestimated. Well, now I can't say what I'm about to say. You can't put nothing past nobody. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just like, no way.
I was gonna say, I feel like he would definitely be the type that would bring, and not even necessarily an ex, but maybe somebody that he has messed with. Could have been childhood or early on, you know what I'm saying? But still, he would, I don't know. Like you said, can't put anything past anybody, but yeah. Either way, Tatiana's not feeling that. But I still feel like there's more that's going to come out.
Oh, I agree with you fully. And then I think Chris and Alexis's friends, it was something of a dramatic scene, but I guess we just gonna have to wait and see, because I don't think there was anything to that. Did y'all think so? Because it was really a quick and a flash.
I don't realize. I don't remember nothing. I must have missed it.
Gigi,
what'd you say? Say that again.
With Alexis and Chris at the end, I don't think it was anything really big from what I remember.
No, but I think was it Alexis talking to her mom, and her mom was saying something about condoms, and Alexis said something about this is the hardest she's ever had to work for a young man.
Yes. I think those were the words distinctly, and then I think Chris's friend was talking about Alexis and the relationship and stuff like that. I think too, but I'm just like, man, Chris and Alexis, is your friend and Alexis' friend gonna get together? Because listen, I don't think there's ever been somebody's family members to use the intimacy suite. I mean, I'm just saying, but she looked like she was ready, and looked like Chris's friend was ready, but that's neither here nor there. Child. So that is the review, everybody. Now, of course, we leave the poll for the end of the show. I think we were the only show to do the polls the first season. Me and Gigi do not look at the poll before the show because we want to do the whole review and then do the poll, because our review does factor into our, how we feel about the poll. And Josh, feel free to chime in as well. So here is the poll question for episode 6. Is it fair for your partner to get upset over what you did before the relationship? Your choices are no, the past is the past. Yes, some things are hard to unhear. Depends on what was revealed. The past is none of their business.
I say it depends on what was revealed, honestly. For the most part, it doesn't matter, but if something you've done in the past would affect our future, then I need to know about it. So it depends, in my opinion.
Definitely agree. It definitely depends on what it is, because it definitely could have been something that could be almost some unforgivable shit.
Right.
No, go ahead. But yeah, it definitely would depend.
Yeah, I think I will have to agree with y'all. I mean, I think the really interesting thing about this show is you feel like you know what you're going to have. You feel like you know what you're going to have a take on, but then that take is completely different. And so growing up and evolving, I've come to agree with y'all that there are some things that it depends. You know what I mean? So yeah, I fully agree. Now, like I said, we don't look at the poll question before the show. We don't even look at the results before the show, because sometimes America's right, sometimes America is wrong. and child, we've been flabbergasted before live. So here we go. Oh damn! No was not an well. What was the other option? Anyway, we'll go back to it. Actually, hang on. Let me do this. Hang on. Let me do this here. Go back. Okay, so like I said, no, the past is the past. Yes, some things are hard to unhear depending on what was revealed, and the past is none of their business. So the past is none of their business did not even show up in this poll as an option. So 5% say yes, some things are hard to unhear. 25% say no, the past is the past. And 70% says depends on what was revealed. Okay, America, you decent this week.
They might be actually knowing some things this week.
This week they're on point. The last couple of weeks we were like, what? But I think that's a fair representation, though. I mean, like I said, I think the thing that this show has done so well is it really hits so many areas. I mean, the first season you had Aaron H. and Diamond, and bringing in a teenager into the mix, and then you had Josh and Shay, and 12 years of dating, and how do you navigate that? And then you had a DV situation. So this show, it hits so many touch points of life that I think that's why this show is going to continue on and on. I feel like if OWN taps into this franchise and Ready to Love, they got their 90-day fiancés very easily with these shows, without question.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely hooked on to something right here. And as long as they continue to put in the effort and the money, because it's gonna cost some money. But yeah, this show definitely has so much more potential.
No, without question. Josh, if are you with Shay still or no?
No, no, we're not together.
Okay. Let me ask you this: would you, knowing what you know about season 1, would you go back with a new person, or do you think it's just better to leave some things in private?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't do it just because I ain't meeting nobody online or nothing like that. So, but no, I really haven't been. I mean, even just dating in general, it just haven't been in the forefront of my goal right now. So, no,
Right.
probably not.
Understood. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I was just curious from a general sense. That's all.
Well, that seems like that is it for the review, which was a great review. Thank everybody for being here. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties who are mothers, just everybody who's out there. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. I'm Gigi Nan. That's my brother Braylon Lee. Of course, we have Josh from season 1. If you guys have not watched season 1, make sure you watch it, because you'll understand everything that we reference whenever we do our review. But thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna get out of here so that I can go ahead and continue enjoying my California day. And much love, everybody. Bye.
See you.
My friend. Yes, indeed. Josh, thank you for being here, brother. As you can tell, we still are that same damn show that keeps because listen, we did the same thing, with season 1. We called Stripes and Solids like we saw them.
Right.
We got to know some of y'all, and it created a deeper connection for us. But I think you can definitely say for sure, because me and you, definitely talk. And I talked with Millie through, the Oprah Winfrey Network, where I did the interview on Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, and of course H. Diamond as well. But I think y'all four can at least agree that, here we lifted you up when you deserve to be lifted, and we dragged you down when you deserve to be dragged down, but we were at least fair at everything we did.
Right. That's all we can ask for is this, cast members. We understand, you're going to judge or go by what you see on the show and how it's portrayed. So we get that. But like I said, some people forget that it is just a TV show. And, even though it might be a sense of real life into it, it's still a TV show. So
Exactly. And, I'm glad that nobody on this cast has, said, oh, that did happen, and just lied about it.
Right.
Because if that does happen, it's just gonna be like, y'all, it was on TV. Like we can't change our review if it did air. Like this ain't David Copperfield, and this isn't Las Vegas. I'm sorry, we don't have that arsenal.
Right.
But no, for sure, it was a great review for sure. Josh, thank you so much, brother, for being here. Y'all, that is our review. We always end it with a daily motivator, so I will give you this. Flowers don't fix everything. That's your daily motivator. First thing I'll tell you about flowers, about the reason why flowers don't fix everything. Flowers look pretty in a vase until you have to take care of them. Think about how deep that metaphor is. The presentation is wonderful, but the upkeep to keep up the presentation, it can be a little longer too. So the first thing is, if you're going to present flowers, make sure they are flowers that you want to receive for yourself. Second thing is, after you give the flowers and stuff, just know you still got to work in the relationship. And as y'all saw with Clay and Tatiana, with that lap kissing going on, it's nice to be in a fantasy until you recognize you got to go home to reality. And finally, when it comes to the flowers don't fix everything, if you are adding pesticides to the flowers and the flowers die, what did you expect to happen? How you care about the flowers determines if they rise or if they will die. But you won't look at flowers the same way again, huh? With that being said, everybody, it is time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always born a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise one thing to call yourself is nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. We have spent time with you. You have spent time with us. And hopefully, by spending time together, our lives will be great together. I always remember what you're doing: radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you're just recognizing that, hey, maybe, just maybe, if I can't be honest with my partner, maybe I might need to do some work on me. Like, we're talking about you, bro. Make sure the replay is not just worthy for you to watch it, not just worthy for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. We love you, we value, we embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it, or receive love, you gotta give it, or receive love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, wherever success you have achieved upon this particular day, we are extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen. We don't know what's going to be happening at this reunion. Josh is saying that allegedly it's going to be a reunion. I'm not saying allegedly because I don't believe Josh, but we have to protect our asses over here because we do know people from season one. And whenever you're dealing with the network wants to be bigger than the people. You understand? So we just put everything in container. But with that being said, this reunion. And this happens a lot. I'm saying this to Clay and to really all of y'all. The camera can only capture what you give it. That reunion is only going to be determined by what you give to the reunion. So, you want a good review? Give us something good to talk about. But if you give us something that airs and it is what it is, we're going to have to say what it is. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as people, as culture. We feel the love and we send it right back to you. Love you, Brother Josh. See you soon. Gigi, love you. Audience, love you. Good night, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should.
Here you leave today and enter a world of
A world of princesses.
A world of villains.
And heroes.
Raise your sabers.
A world of other worlds.
A world of all the favorites. A world of throwbacks. A world of
for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await. Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.